Do you know the true story of Gilles de Rais, the brave knight who fought alongside Joan of Arc, but who went down in history as one of the cruelest and most enigmatic killers of all time? His life seems like something out of a medieval horror novel. From war hero and marshal of France to being accused of summoning demons, practicing alchemy, and murdering more than 140 children in gruesome rituals. But was he really a monster, or just the victim of a plot to seize his lands? Join us on this journey to the dark 15th century to uncover the truth about Gilles de Rais, the historical Bluebeard. Gilles de Rais was born in the year 1405 in the castle of Champtocé in the Loire Valley. He was descended from a powerful, noble family with vast lands and riches. From a young age, he was raised by his grandfather, Jean de Craon, who, according to some accounts, instilled in him the idea that noble blood made him untouchable. But this is nothing more than speculation. There is no evidence that his childhood was cruel or that his grandfather corrupted him. At the age of 15, Gilles married Catherine de Troyes, a union that further multiplied his fortune, making him one of the richest nobles in France. Did you know that? Gilles kidnapped his future wife to marry her by force? The church annulled the marriage, but later remarried them officially. In 1429, France was embroiled in the 100 Years' War against England. In this context appeared Joan of Arc, the maiden who claimed to receive divine messages to save France. Gilles de Rais joined Joan in her fight to liberate the city of Orléans, and together they achieved a great victory. When Charles VII was crowned in Rheims, Gilles de Rais was named Marshal of France, the highest honor for a knight. Were they really friends? There is no evidence that they had a close relationship beyond the war. The truth is that Gilles always showed admiration for Joan, but it is not known if they became confidants. But everything changed in 1431, when Joan of Arc was captured by the English and burned at the stake. After her death, Gilles abandoned the war and began his decline. With the end of his military career, Gilles de Rais began to spend his fortune uncontrollably. He staged gigantic theatrical shows with hundreds of actors, musicians, and extravagant sets. He became obsessed with alchemy and surrounded his castle with supposed magicians and sorcerers who promised to discover the philosopher's stone. Here arises the first great debate. Did he really believe in magic, or was he just an eccentric with too much money? Some believe he was desperately trying to recover his lost fortune. But the rumors about his practices began to turn darker. It was said that Gilles de Rais performed satanic rituals and demonic invocations in which he sacrificed children to obtain power and wealth. Reality or myth? Historical records do mention that he practiced alchemy and magic, but the accusations of satanic rituals are based on confessions obtained under torture. In 1440, Gilles made an enemy of the powerful Duke of Brittany, which made him a political target. On September 15th, he was arrested along with his servants and accused of heresy and blasphemy, kidnapping and murder of children, summoning demons. The trial was led by Bishop Jean de Malstroy, an ally of the Duke of Brittany. What evidence was there? Statements from parents reporting the disappearance of their children, confessions from his servants, obtained under torture. Gilles de Rais denied everything at first, but finally confessed in tears. The verdict was conclusive: guilty of murder, sodomy, and witchcraft, sentenced to be hanged and burned. On October 26, 1440, Gilles de Rais was publicly executed in Nantes. But the question remains: was he really a murderer, or was he the victim of a conspiracy? The two versions of his story: version 1, the serial killer. He kidnapped, raped, and murdered more than 140 children in gruesome rituals. He enjoyed watching his victims suffer. His crimes were discovered when he ran out of political allies. Version 2, the scapegoat. He was the victim of a conspiracy by the Duke of Brittany to seize his lands. The evidence against him was weak and based on confessions obtained under torture. His story was exaggerated to make him the Bluebeard of fairy tales. Gilles de Rais remains a mystery. His trial was riddled with irregularities, but the disappearances of children were real. Was he a sadistic killer or a nobleman fallen from grace? The truth is that his figure has inspired horror stories, novels, and films, becoming a dark legend in the history of France. What do you think? Do you think he was a monster or a victim of medieval politics? Leave your opinion in the comments. If you like stories of mystery and historical horror, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.